Imagine being told that the simple act of making your home accessible, your own home, was a violation. Imagine being fined thousands of dollars just for building something that allows you to safely enter and exit your house. That's exactly what happened to Linda, a retired schoolteacher living with limited mobility, who thought her homeowners association would support her, but instead, they turned her life upside down. Linda had lived in her home for more than 20 years. After suffering a fall that left her dependent on a wheelchair, she could no longer navigate the 3 steps leading to her front door. For weeks, she relied on neighbors to help her in and out. It was humiliating, exhausting, and dangerous. So, with the help of her family, Linda installed a simple wooden wheelchair ramp. It wasn't fancy, just a safe, sturdy way for her to live independently. At first, it seemed like a lifesaver. Linda could finally leave her home without fear. She felt free again. But that freedom lasted less than a month. One morning, she discovered a letter in her mailbox. The HOA claimed her ramp was an unapproved modification. According to them, all exterior changes required pre-approval. The penalty? A $1,500 fine. Linda was devastated. This wasn't a decoration or a luxury. This was about her health and safety. She called the HOA office immediately, hoping they'd understand. Instead, she was told coldly, "Rules are rules. You should have applied for approval first." She tried to explain. She reminded them that the Americans with Disabilities Act requires accommodations for people with disabilities. But the board refused to listen. They said the ramp ruined the uniform appearance of the neighborhood. Word spread quickly. Some neighbors quietly supported Linda, bringing meals and encouragement. Others avoided her, afraid of crossing the HOA. Her independence, something she had just regained, now felt threatened again. The fines piled up week after week. But Linda wasn't ready to give up. She reached out to a disability rights organization, who connected her with a lawyer. Together, they prepared a case. At the next HOA meeting, Linda rolled in, not with fear, but with determination. She read a heartfelt statement about dignity, safety, and the right to live freely in her own home. She quoted federal law protecting accessibility. She asked the board, "Would you rather I become a prisoner in my own house just to keep things looking uniform?" The room was silent. Some board members looked ashamed. But the president doubled down, insisting fines would continue unless the ramp was removed. That was the breaking point. Linda filed a lawsuit. In court, the judge wasted no time. The ADA and Fair Housing Act both require reasonable accommodations for people with disabilities. The HOA had no legal ground to deny her ramp. Not only did the judge erase the $1,500 in fines, but he also ordered the HOA to cover her legal expenses and formally apologize. The victory was more than personal, it set a precedent in her community. Other residents realized that HOA power has limits, especially when it crosses into discrimination. Linda's ramp stayed, and she became a local hero for standing up for herself and for others with disabilities. The lesson? HOAs can enforce certain rules, but they cannot override federal law, human dignity, or common sense. Accessibility is not a luxury. It's a right. And sometimes, it takes one brave person like Linda to remind everyone of that truth. So next time you hear about an HOA overstepping, remember Linda's story. What began as a $1,500 fine turned into a powerful reminder: when rules clash with human rights must always win.